colors. We still got a long way, but look how far we come now. Hands up for your colors. There's beauty in the unity. One hand, two hands for your colors, yeah. There's beauty in the unity. Show your true colors. Here we go. Hands up for your colors. Represent your country. Raise your flag, show your true colors. Oh, what a feeling. Look what we've overcome. Oh, I'm gonna wait.
Saturday edition of the show, Sports Off Show, right here on Impact Radio 102.1 FM. Our fresh and brand new edition of the program for today, 11th day in the month of October, year 2025. And I tell you, our main focus is definitely going to be on the Super Eagles of Nigeria, or the ongoing World Cup qualifiers are going on across the world, the African continent, as well as the European stage. So much to talk about, guys. So much to look into. And in Africa, looks like the Northerners are now. Did I just call them Northerners? Okay, the Northern Africans seem to be the ones who are on the front foot, dominating the qualification ahead of the FIFA World Cup come 2026. They are dominating in performance and also the qualification. But then we are hoping that going into the final round of matches, that will be on Tuesday, next couple of days, as we head into the final round, we'll be seeing a bit of changes, and maybe or maybe not, we will see the final teams that will be joining the already qualified teams, the likes of Tunisia, the likes of Morocco, the likes of Algeria, the likes of Egypt, have all made it through to the next round, did I say the next round? To the World Cup already come 2026, and there's so much to talk about, so much to look into on the show this afternoon. Talk about other teams, especially the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Super Eagles qualification, as it is right now, headache, thrilling. Talk about all the words here. That is exactly what defines the Super Eagles of Nigeria at this particular point in time, plus calculator. With so much needed right now. Because the top three teams in Group C, where the Super Eagles of Nigeria are lying, are going neck and neck. 17, 14, 13. Maybe a bit of goal difference separating the three sides right now. And then on the show this afternoon, we'll be looking to see which of them, because as it is now, any one of them can qualify. Talk about the Bafana of South Africa, the Scorers of Benin Republic, as well as the Super Eagles of Nigeria. We'll be doing much about that on the show this afternoon, as well as on the European scene. It's been said, according to news coming out from the camp of the Samba Boys Brazilian national team, that Carlo Ancelotti might just be getting a contract extension even before the World Cup, because at the point in time, his contract was supposed to be after the World Cup, but because of what they are saying, the man do with the national team right there. They thumped South Korea 5-0 in their friendly match last night, and looks like it's something and that is making the Brazilian national team to be elated at this particular point in time. Monaco as well last night sacked their coach. Talk about poor run of result. News coming through from France. They also played a friendly yesterday, and of course came out on top of that particular one. But yes, one man who has been firing in front of all cylinders since the start of the season. Talk about Kylian Mbappe. He's now flown back to Real Madrid, because I felt a bit of discomfort in the game yesterday, and hopefully he's back in time for the El Clasico, which is upon us. I talk about 2 weeks to this time, we'll be seeing the El Clasico happening right there in the Spanish La Liga. And for the Barca side too, seem like they are going to be rocked with a bit of injuries, because their goalkeeper Garcia seems to be injured, as well as Dani Olmo. These are names that you want to see on the roster for Barca, as it is right now. Maybe or maybe not. Hansi Flick will be needing to flick a bit of things ahead of that particular game come in 2 weeks' time. I'll be seeing that particular one happen. Like I mentioned at the start of the show today, I'll be giving the microphone to you out there because I like to have your 2 cents on what you're expecting from the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Yes, a bit of favors happened yesterday because South Africa failed to win and the Benin Republic did the unthinkable for us. Imagine that Benin Republic had won and South Africa had won again. Would definitely be a different ball game this afternoon. But yes, the lifeline is still very much on, and we are hoping that we'll be capitalizing on what we've got. 2-1 it ended against Lesotho yesterday, right there in Polokwane, away from home in South Africa, and that's what we'll be talking about on the show this afternoon. Ayodeji Ajiboye is my name. Absolute honor to be your host on the show today. Don't forget you can keep track of this update and more by following us across all social media platforms. We're currently live on our YouTube channel at Impact 102.1 FM. And to the switch of the back of the net right about now, I'd like to get the show on the road. But just so you know, my bed is definitely not going to be flying with one wing this afternoon. I've got my man. He's from the Games Village. He's going to be the man manning my defense line. He's a Real Madrid fan, so I'm going to call him either Eduardo Camavinga or a certain Aurelien Tchouameni in the studio this afternoon. Welcome to the show, Cyril. Welcome to Sport Up.
Good afternoon, AY. Good afternoon, Lagos. Good afternoon to everyone listening to us at home.
Yep.
I prefer Aurelien Tchouameni at this point.
Okay.
But it's good to be back on the show once again.
Yeah.
And so much to talk about in the world of sports, especially concerning the Super Eagles.
Of Nigeria.
At least we give ourselves a
bit of hope.
Glimmer of hope, hopefully. But let's see how everything is going to go down on Tuesday, which is going to be either the make or the mark day for us. So let's get into it. It's good to be back here.
Let's get into it. Just like you said, it's good to be back in the studio. Before anything, of course, we'll be talking about that particular game on the show this afternoon, the game between Nigeria and Lesotho. So much has been said about that game that happened yesterday. Talk about the tactics of the coach, talk about the players that he made use of in the encounter, and then we are hoping that something different or maybe a rather different approach is going to be made right there. The first goal was a penalty by Captain William Troost Ekong, and also we also had Ako Adams, who also scored on his debut for the Super Eagles of Nigeria yesterday. The man, the currently plays the straight with Sevilla, doing what everyone would have imagined he's going to do, and definitely was a very good one yesterday. Sports Talk Show 9 Radio 102.1 FM. I go on the script, brother. When I'm back, I'll go straight into the top stories on the show. Don't you tell me, citizens? Still the Sports Talk Show right here on Empire Radio 102.1 FM.
This is Sports Hub on High Impact 102.1 FM. For the best in sports entertainment, tune in to Sports Hub on High Impact 102.1 FM.
Welcome back to the show, City Sports Talk Show, right here on Empire Radio 102.1 FM. And on the show this afternoon, we're taking a look at all of the major stories that are currently making the rounds in the ever exciting, ever dynamic, and sometimes controversial world of sport. Like I mentioned, I'll be giving the microphone to you out there to be a part of the show today. Come tell us what were the thoughts that were going through your head after the game yesterday, or should we say prior to the game, after, and now looking forward to the last and the final round of matches come next week Tuesday. Right there at the Godswill Akpabio Stadium in Uyo is where we'll be hosting the table toppers in Group C. That's talking about the Squirrels of Benin Republic, currently being coached by the Franco-German former coach of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Look like a former, or should I say familiar foe is coming back to town, and this might actually mean a bit of difference in the game come Tuesday. Cyril, first off, I will take reactions from the game from yesterday against Lesotho. Spikes on Nigeria. It was 2-1.
Yeah, at least for.
But fans would have expected more.
Actually, personally, I wasn't expecting more. But thankfully, we got the 3 points in the most important aspect of the game. We got the 3 points. We give ourselves that little glimmer of hope. But the game itself, the boys didn't really actually cover themselves in the goal. We were expecting them to go all God's blessing. At first, when I first saw the formation, I was like, what kind of formation
is this?
What is the Super Eagles planning with this kind of formation in a crucial game
like this?
As crucial as this World Cup qualifier. Looking at where we are coming from, bad results, and if you have to make it, this next 2 games has to be really, really on point. But thankfully, the first half was barren. There was nothing to write home about. But the second half, the guys came out. The first goal was the penalties, sports kick from Williams to Ekon, which he duly converted. Then the second goal by Aqua Dams, making his debut for the Super Eagles and getting a goal as well, and all important goals at that as well. And you need to also give it to Aqua Dams. Also, he has been on a roll, scoring before the international play. Scored some couple of goals. Scored against Barcelona before, and then scored for the Super Eagles, the most important goal to give us the whole 3 points. And in the team generally. This isn't what we are expecting from our Super Eagles. How the Super Eagles has fallen off.
Should have been better.
Should have been better. Now we're going to our last game, needing at least 3 goals to give ourselves that chance. But can the Super Eagles even score 3 goals? We're even struggling to score 1.
Now let's talk about our goalkeeper yesterday, Stanley Nwabali. Do you also share the sentiments that our complacencies are setting into his game in recent time, especially from that game yesterday?
Not even from the game yesterday, from our previous game. Stan Nwabali has been making some silly errors, but thankfully the opponents are not taking those chances as well. The first goal was his fault. Almost at the last kick of the game as well. He also made another error, which you said complacency. I think he actually needs competition. But let's look at it. Where is the competition going to come from? Who are we calling now to?
Adiola Adeleye.
Adiola Adeleye. Maduka Okoye.
Well, I mean, Maduka is not even in the mix right now. He's got a bit of suspension.
So the only people we have are the home base keepers. So will the coach be brave enough to drop Nwabali for any of those keepers, Adeleye in particular? But Stan Nwabali is the only one we have between the stick now. I think he needs to be spoken to as well. He needs to calm his nerves. At this point, we need all of our players in their total concentration.
Or maybe a bit of competition in that particular department of the team. I mean, just like every other department of the Super Eagles, there needs to be a competition when it comes to the goalkeeping department too. You share that sentiment?
Actually, I share that sentiment. But is there any goalkeeper we can point at as it is right now to give Stanley Nwabali that competition as it is? I think, well, I actually can't pinpoint anyone at this point.
Well, just like I mentioned at the start of the show, if the mathematics season and a lot of Nigerians are bringing out their calculator, their pen, their paper, making sure that they are putting something together. And in the last couple of hours, it's been said that Nigerians' hope of reaching the 2026 FIFA World Cup remain alive after that narrow 2-1 win over Lesotho yesterday. But then, it's more like a challenging path to qualification. We currently sit third in Group C with 14 points, despite our win. South Africa are second with 15 after drawing the game against Zimbabwe. You need to see the way the Zimbabwean guys jubilated after that game yesterday. It looks like Ugo Bruce is the pharaoh of African football right now, doing everything possible to torment other African teams. Look at where they dragged the Super Eagles to. Look at where they dragged the Zimbabwean guys to yesterday. And the guys came and made sure that they do the spoilers against them.
At this point, African football is not just what happened on the pitch only. It's also beyond what goes on the pitch. Because as I was looking at the Nigerian match, I was like, is this match actually taking place in South Africa? Does South Africa really have this kind of stadium? And they took us to where we played against them,
like a farm.
Like a farm. It was this deliberate? Was this intentional?
Yeah.
Like, well, it is. And for South Africa yesterday, I think they got a taste of their own medicine.
Yes.
Because they took the Zambians also there, and I feel maybe South Africa, Zimbabwe, and Lesotho are playing their own match in South Africa.
Yeah.
So South Africa has that advantage. If you are going to take full advantage of it, why take them to such a pitch where you have better quality than these set teams as well? But there they are. It was a 1-1, and the Zimbabweans even got a red card in that match yesterday. And they hold on.
They could not go against the 10-man. It was a bit of disappointment for them yesterday.
I felt all their hard work was it would have been hard done by that yesterday's results. So it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Their downfall is.
It's the joy of the other teams in the group, really, because that they are not able to pick all of the 3 points.
And
is
also
something.
They also docked 3 points by FIFA as well. So.
Yeah, they can still get docked more. If you're talking about the Eritrea factor, we get to that part on the show as well this afternoon. So just so you know, the race for the automatic qualification is definitely going to go down to the wire to the death until the very blast of the final whistle come Tuesday. And to keep this hope alive, we must be winning by at least, like you mentioned, 2 goals when we meet in the final game come next week Tuesday. Because Benin are currently top of the log with a goal difference, 5 goals, and Nigeria and South Africa are both on 3 and 4 goals. Because a strong win, you can say, is very much essential for us to go through with this particular one. And just so you know, that only the group winners will be getting the direct qualification. So prayers up for the Super Eagles of Nigeria going into that particular game come Tuesday, playing against General, who over time has always boasted the fact that he knows a couple of these players, maybe few of them that are just joining the ranks are the ones that you can say maybe he is not familiar with their game. And if you continue like that, continue to play players out of position, because we saw that happen yesterday with Ademola Lookman and also Moses Simon. Those guys definitely struggled in front yesterday. It took the crosses from Benjamin Frederick for us to have balls going into the side of the net, and you can see Victor Osimhen telling him more of it, because likes of Moses Simon, well, he helped us with the penalty, but talk about giving balls to the players, he struggled with that yesterday.
They weren't as effective as playing in their own natural position, so you could understand the players' frustration as well. But it is what the coach asked them to do. And talking about Genetro as well, you can't take it away from him. We've faced the Beninans and they've defeated us in the first leg. I think yes, in the first leg, it was at the Nations Cup qualifying that we got a draw. But for the World Cup qualifying, they defeated us in the first leg as well. So if he said he knows the Super Eagles player, he has coached the Super Eagles. The last time Nigeria qualified for the World Cup, it was at the helm of affairs, and we qualified with 2 games to spare. At that point, so get a good one for him, and good job he's doing with the Benin Republic as well, and they're actually at the edge of qualifying for the World Cup.
We got this call here. Let's take this person. Hi, good afternoon. Hello? You're live. Okay, please do want to call us back 0907-224-5018, 0907-224-5018. Can as well send us your message on WhatsApp, maybe a regular text message, 0907-224-5018. Let's have your 2 cents concerning the Super Eagles of Nigeria going into the final round of matches. Are you also optimistic? Not the other stick. I don't want you to be a pessimist. Are you optimistic that the Super Eagles of Nigeria, come what may, will be going to glory and also representing Africa on the global stage come 2026. It's been said that we've seen this happen before now in time past, more like in the year 2009. We've seen the qualification of Super Eagles of Nigeria go down at the very last day of the qualifiers. But the only thing that we are not just sure of right now is whether or not we are able to repeat that this time around.
The quality we have then and the quality we have now.
I mean, if you're talking about quality, I think that we still do possess a bit of qualities in the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Individual players.
Individually, yes.
Okay.
I'm talking about collectively as a team now. So I think like you said earlier, prayers are out for the Super Eagles, but we need much more than prayers at this point. We need the boys to turn up, get goals. At least let's do our part. Beat the Benin Republic as much as we can, because we are playing here in EU. Because with these Super Eagles, it's even easier to win away than
I think we have someone who is advocating for the Super Eagles now. 8019. Please, when you're sending us messages, do try as much as possible to include your name and your location, just so we know where you're sending your signal from, where you're tracking us from. This person is saying 8019, that's the last 4 digits, says the Super Eagles of Nigeria are trying. Well, we are not saying they are not trying, but we feel like they should be able to fly.
With the quality we have,
yes,
it's not about trying. We are playing against.
No, I'm not saying trying. I say fly.
Fly.
Yes,
exactly.
Let them take the flight, because I mean, as at 20 minutes in that game yesterday, I expected that there be a goal from the boys. There was Tolu Arokodare in the starting lineup. There was Victor Osimhen in the starting lineup. Ademola Lookman. So why is the goal not coming through?
Like in the first half was okay. In the first half, at least let's just get a goal in the first half. But the first half was bad. So it's beyond just trying as it is now. We are playing against Lesotho, Zimbabwe, and Benin Republic, and we are trying. We are not supposed to be trying. There are still minnows in world football. Look at the Moroccans. Look at the Tunisians. Even Ghana, they are trashing their opponents. Why can't the Super? At least we have more. I mean,
Ghana put 5 past Comoros.
Yeah, so it shows that we put this team in their place. We are struggling to beat Zimbabwe. We are struggling to beat Lesotho. We are offering prayers up for the next match against Benin Republic, and we are playing at home. So hopefully, and with the Super Eagles, it's easier to win away than winning at home. But we drop more points at home.
What did you just do?
We drop more points at home.
Getting from okay. So, I see what you did there. So okay, another fun fact. Since you are doing fun facts now, it's been said that no country has ever qualified for the World Cup before in this type of qualifying format with 17 points.
With 17 points.
Yeah. And for Nigeria to qualify is in the hands of South Africa. For South Africa to qualify, it's in the hand of Nigeria.
So at this point, let's just do our part. Let's do our part and hope results from other people will favor us at this point.
Yeah, the game between Rwanda.
I've seen people talk about Nigeria going to the route of playoff. But if you look at it, we can't even make the playoff with the points we are going to accumulate. We are already second place team, we have already accumulated 18, 19 points.
You know, a lot of fans are banking on the Eritrea factor now, because it's been put out by the Confederation of African Football themselves, because once a team withdraws, but then it's not going to be taking effect like right now, possibly after the final qualification matches have been played. That is where we'll be seeing that come into play. But a couple of fans already set their mindset on that particular factor, that maybe or maybe not, it is that route that the Super Eagles of Nigeria might be taking. This is okay, let's take this call. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, welcome to the show. This is Sports Hub.
Yeah?
This is Sports Hub.
What do you say?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, so this is Sports Hub Show on Empire Radio. We're talking about the Super Eagles of Nigeria and also the route to qualification for the FIFA World Cup 2026. We know that it's a dicey one right now. Going into the final round of matches, are you optimistic that the boys can go through?
Yes.
Okay. When you say yes, how do you think the boys are able to do it?
See, in fact, the Super Eagles of Nigeria are trying, so we really need to appreciate them.
Okay. We need to appreciate them. All right, thank you. Where are you calling us from, please?
I'm calling from Iba.
Ibafo. All right, thank you. And your name?
My name is Aziz.
Aziz. All right, Aziz, thank you for being a part of the show this afternoon. Do enjoy the rest of it. Someone is sharing the sentiment that we need to give the boys a bit of, credence right there. I think maybe Aziz plays football and it feels like it's not usually easy to get on the pitch of play. All right, away from that story right now, because there's so much to talk about, so much to look into on the Sports Up Show right here on Empire Radio 102.1. And like I said at the start of the show, today is primarily going to be about the qualifiers. But before I go, as we said, Eritrea is like the only African country that hasn't participated in FIFA World Club, but then they still get drawn when the draw is going to be made to that effect, a part in the qualification of a couple of things going into the FIFA World Cup. And away from that, talking about the Super Eagles of Nigeria on the show this afternoon, the boys are expected to be back in camp in preparations for the 2025 African Cup of Nations. Training camp scheduled to open December 10. It's going to be a very festive December period for a lot of football enthusiasts. People must have been, booking their tickets and all ahead of the World Cup. Did I say World Cup? The AFCON. Come December this year. Don't forget that we're runners up in Cote d'Ivoire, and this time around we are in an amazing group because there's going to be Uganda, Tanzania, and Tunisia, the team that has already made it to the World Cup 2026. First match is going to be against Tanzania in Fez. That's going to be on December 23. And Morocco will be opening the competition against Comoros on December 21. An highly anticipated edition of the expanded AFCON. Don't forget that the AFCON has also been expanded. The boys will still be coming back together on November 14 because we got a bit of friendlies to play, but these friendlies are so dependent on whether or not we make it to the playoffs. So if we make it to the playoffs, there might be a bit of adjustments to these friendlies because that's when the window is going to be opening for another international break. But tentatively, we've got the game in hand against Venezuela. That's going to be in Eastern Texas. And another one on November 18, we're playing against Colombia at the City Field in New York as well. All of these matches, according to the NFF, strategic effort to expose the team to diverse playing styles. Also preparing us for the African Cup of Nations 2025. Amazing one, and we're hoping that this time around we'll go do it again and win the fourth one.
The fourth one, hopefully we are competing, so every team competing at the AFCON has a chance of winning the tournament as well. So the last one we came runner up. So
against Cote d'Ivoire.
We can push it a bit further this period by lifting the trophy in particular as well. So it's going to be a festive period with plenty of football. For fans as well as at that point and we hopefully that at the AFCON Nigeria will go there and disappoint as well. So we should be able to scale past our group as well. Because I remember it wasn't the last one. There was the time we won all our group matches and played the quarter-final against Tunisia and we were dumped out at that point in time.
That was under Arsenal.
This time we're also facing the Tunisians as well. So probably get the job done against Tanzania and Uganda. So whatever we can get against Tunisia, actually just make it out of the group and go as far as possible.
Just the way you mentioned the Tunisia, and I can remember that particular game, that aula by Maduga Okoye right there, and I think that was the very time he started to a bit of boycotting the Super Eagles and also the camp. Still the Sports Option Empire Radio 102.1 FM. Don't forget you can be a part of the show this afternoon. 0907 224 5018 is the number to call to be a part of it. You can also join us on our YouTube channel at iImpact Radio 102.1 FM right there on YouTube. We're talking all things football on the show. today, and making sure that we keep you abreast of the latest happenings in the ever exciting, ever dynamic, and the sometimes controversial world of sports. Because when you talk about controversy, that is where you meet it the most. That's definitely in the world of sports. Like we've already mentioned, we face a crucial Benin Republic test called Tuesday 14th, and we are hoping that the head coach, that's talking about Eric Sekutile, must have maybe taking a cue from all of the things that have happened in the last couple of matches, because most definitely you don't want to give the Nigerian fans another bit of heartbreak once again, heartbreak headache, and of course a chilling one as it seems to be right about now. Away from the talk of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, let's talk about 8th grade football on the show this afternoon, where we talk about the Flamingos, who also got involved in a friendly earlier today in preparation for their own FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup as well. Not a good result for them because they were being pipped 1-0 in that particular encounter, but yes, it's still preparatory games ahead of the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup, and we are hoping that the young lads will be able to make something out of that particular tournament when it kickstarts later this week. I've got the score here. Let's take this one. Hi, good afternoon. Okay, do what to call us back. 0907-224-5018 is the gateway to the studio. You can as well send us your message. You can drop your message on WhatsApp and maybe a regular text message 7267. You can do well to call us back. Like I mentioned at the start of the show, I said the Under-17 Women's World Cup games definitely are coming through for the young ladies right there. What are you looking forward to from the girls?
Well, at this point for the girls, I think it's only the female football that's actually giving us some joy at this period. So I'm expecting we're not really much from the Under-17 because it's an age grade competition. Hopefully we can see some.
Let's take this. Okay.
Hopefully we can also see some girls also develop as well, make it through the ranks as well, play for the Super Falcons as well. It's also a way of grooming talents as well. Let's see if we can get 1 or 2 talents from this competition as well, which we can groom and also see them grow through the rank as well and actually make it to the Super Falcons.
Well, for the Flamingos, this is their first defeat in 11 matches. Their first defeat in 11 matches. The last time they lost was against. This particular one, they lost 3-4 to New Zealand in the 7-goal contest yesterday night. An amazing one right there. You are no more than me, I'm no more than you is how the game definitely looks like. And then you can tell that this is showing a bit of flashes of confidence going into the competition for the ladies. Like I mentioned, their unbeaten run has now been put to an end, and they've got 47 goals, considered only 4 goals. They've got one more friendly game in hand. That's going to be against Paraguay, and then after that they go straight into the World Cup competition, where they'll be playing alongside Canada, France, and also Samoa. The first game is going to be on 19th of this month. A bit of records these young ladies have for themselves, and we are hoping that they get to build on that particular one moving forward. Still on the Sports Option on Empire Radio 102.1 FM. Like I mentioned, there's so much to talk about, so much to look into on the show today. Let's go away from the shores of the country now. Let's go straight to Europe. I'll also take talks coming through. The first couple of games for the European countries are more like friendlies. Their next game are the ones that are going to be about the qualifiers. So yesterday, France also saw off Azerbaijan down. They have now moved 3 points closer to qualification for next year's World Cup. Kylian Mbappe and Rabia, and also Flora Thauvin, who is just coming back to the fold after 4 years, also got on the score sheet for the team yesterday. They played the game at the Parc des Princes, but not too good for Kylian Mbappe, who has now been said to suffer a bit of knock, and he has flown immediately back to Madrid.
Sad one for Kylian at this point. Before the international break, he already has this sprain in his ankle, but he practically want to represent his national team, so you
Yeah.
can't fault him for that. So injuries are part of the game as
Part of the
well.
game.
So it's hopefully it's not all that serious. Cause looking at Kylian Mbappe now, looking at Real Madrid, I think
And the number of goals he has already scored
already
this season.
and the Real Madrid team is more like Kylian Mbappe team at this point. So for Real Madrid losing Kylian Mbappe at this point is going to be a huge loss for him, and also for Florent Thauvin at this point after 4 years coming back and getting on the score sheet also. Good one for the young man as well, and good one for France, taking it a step closer to making it to the 2026 FIFA World Cup as well.
Yep. Well, other matches were also played. Let's quickly take a look at the ones on the African continent, the permutations, and also the ones that have already made it through. Yesterday, we also saw Senegal thumping South Sudan 5-0. Someone said that is how you show that you're a big boy on the continent. South Ivory Coast were also 7-0 winners over Seychelles. South Africa, you already know, they played 0-0 draw against Zimbabwe. A bit of a heartbreak for the Bafana in that particular encounter. Still taking a look at the other matches. I already mentioned to you the countries that have qualified from the African continent. Talk about the likes of Morocco, likes of Tunisia, likes of Egypt, and likes of Algeria have all secured their spots right there. And a bit of other countries too will now be looking to do it. One country that might be writing their name on the silver platter is Cape Verde in Group D. They can beat Eswatini. They would have secured the qualification on Thursday, but that particular goal by Libya was different. I saw the goal, the Libyan goalkeeper considered like, bro, is someone owing you in the federation? Did you do that on purpose? But really, it was a 3-3 draw between them, injury time. But nonetheless, Cape Verde could become the smallest country ever to reach the World Cup when they play in that particular game, and a draw even is going to be enough for them if Cameroon was second defeat Angola. So imagine a group of Cameroon, Angola, and it's Cape Verde. I've seen this Cape Verde play before. I think that was prior to the 2018 World Cup. Was a qualifier. It was played right there at the Testing Balogun Stadium, if I'm not mistaken. I saw them in action. And you can tell that, yes, they meant business.
They actually meant business. Even at the last Nations Cup, they actually showed the stuff they are made of as well. They were the surprising team of that tournament. So now in a group that has Angola and Cameroon, and their last game is against Eswatini, the whipping boys of the group. So their luck is in their hand now. Just a draw is enough for them, and they are playing at home. So I think they are even going to get much more than a draw. So for the Cape Verde, for the first time in their history, playing at the FIFA World
smallest
Cup,
country,
playing at the FIFA World Cup is going to be a massive one for the Cape Verdean football as well. And the AFA will be very, very happy for this feat, because this has to be the most significant feat in Cape Verde football, qualifying for the FIFA World Cup. So even at the likes of our own Ademola Lookman, Victor Osimhen are still hoping to play at the FIFA World Cup.
I mean, and by the time, if we don't make it to this one, by the time we go for, let's say, 2030 World Cup, the likes of Lookman and Victor might be close to their 30s, so it's not really going to be a good one. It should be declared as a crime if Super Eagles do not qualify. Other groups on the African continent are still with the possibility of making it through. In Group B can be either Senegal or Democratic Republic of Congo securing the automatic spot, because both teams will be needing to secure victories in their last game, which is going to be on Tuesday. One plays against Mauritania right there. African champions Ivory Coast are also 1 point ahead of Gabon in Group F, leading into their final fixture. All to play for in those particular groups. Ghana also closing in on the climax of redemption in Group I, because under a year failing to qualify for the African Nations Cup, they are now looking forward to make it to the World Cup. As it is now, you can only say that maybe Mali or Madagascar. If Madagascar wins against Mali, that is the only reason why they will not be making it to their 5th World Cup in the history of the nation. But then in Group C, it's a conundrum. We've talked about it a whole lot already on the show. So let's move on. But then the win yesterday, it's still not having a huge impact because looks like we've thrown it away way before now. Away from that now, let's go straight into other talks. Like I mentioned to you, Kylian Mbappe has returned to Madrid with an ankle injury. Hopefully, it's not really a big one for him ahead of the El Clasico that will be happening in a couple of days from now. Still talking about the El Clasico, let's go talk about the Barca side. We now have to deal with a bit of injuries ahead of that particular match, and it can be said that maybe or maybe not these players will be missing. It's been said that Barca are very much frustrated right now because another key attacker might be missing from it, and definitely Madrid wants to come out very strong this time around because last season wasn't really a good one for them.
Last season, I hope they can put last season defeat behind them. Go all God's blessing this season. But for Barcelona, the injuries are piling up this period. Their goalkeeper Joan Garcia is definitely out of the Clasico, and the like of Femi Lopez. I also saw a report about Lamine Yamal. Gavi is totally out of it. Lamine Yamal, there is also a possibility of him not recovering for the El Clasico early enough as well. So the injury crisis as well, and also Dani Olmo has also joined the list as well. So the injury crisis are also piling up for Barcelona at this point. Hopefully they can get their players back to fitness as soon as possible. But I feel it won't be soon enough for them to get into the Clasico as well. But they have to make do with what they have. I feel the likes of Rafinha should be back for their Clasico, and that should be a glimmer. Rafinha, Lewandowski also should be in the mix as well. They have the like of Pedri, Frankie de Jong. I think they should be able to put out a decent level for their Clasico as well, depending with the number of injuries they have as well. So it's Barcelona we are talking about, and the Clasico is not about who is in form or not. It's about a bragging right. When these two teams goes together, form is thrown into the wind as well. They also want to make a point and also go with the bragging right as well. So hopefully this El Clasico starting from this month will make it up to, at least will be up to expectation as well.
All right, still talking football on the show this afternoon. Don't forget I mentioned to you that we'll be doing all things football to make sure that we keep you abreast of the latest happenings. It's been said that Erling Haaland has also now led Norway to their first World Cup. Amazing feat right there by the Norwegian country.
Good one for them as well. They haven't taken part in any competition for quite a while now, and the first competition they are qualifying for is the FIFA World Cup. Good one for the likes of Erling Haaland, Martin Odegaard.
Yeah, so even with the injuries in and out.
At least whenever he's fit, he's always in that starting 11. And with the help of Erling Haaland and these two players, at least we get to see one of the best strikers in the world at the World Cup 2026 as well. Because you can't doubt the quality of Erling Haaland at this point as well. So
this is like their golden generation.
He's having the worst start to his
season. Yes.
Haaland, looking at his
9
numbers,
goals in his first 7 games. Premier League games.
Premier League. And this person is said to be having his worst start to the Premier League.
Yeah, because I think in 2020-2023 he scored 11 and last season he also scored 10. So
you can see the quality the young man possesses as well. So and it will also be great to see this on display at the FIFA World Cup as well. And good one for the Norwegians as well. It's been a while we saw them at any major.
I think the last time was in 1998.
Yes,
last time was in 1998.
At least good one for them.
All right, still talking sport on the show. I said sport, but majorly within our football talks on the show this afternoon. Sports Talk Show on Empire Radio 102.1 FM, taking you through all of the major stories that are making the rounds in the ever exciting, ever dynamic, and sometimes controversial world of sport. Just so you know, it's the qualifier season and giving you a roundup of the matches that were played yesterday. Germany were 4-0 winners over Luxembourg. Netherlands defeated Slovakia 2-0. Kosovo played at a 0-0 against Slovenia. Sweden lost at home to Switzerland. That game was, I don't want to say it was surprising, but then Granit Xhaka and also Mazambi were the two ones who put Sweden to the gun. Victor Gyökeres, Alexander Isak, two players, one of, should I say, expensive players right there, but still could not make a difference for their national team.
One of the expensive player out there, but
did you say one of the expensive?
Alexander is, yes.
Yeah, Gokiras also cost over 70 million pounds. Yeah. So you can turn that to be expensive too.
It's also expensive, but Isak is over 100 million euros at this point. So it was a sad one for them. Looking at their group as well, they are rock bottom of that group. 3 matches, just 1 point.
Yeah, imagine Kosovo in the playoff spot.
We have Kosovo and Slovenia in that same group.
Yeah.
But Switzerland, you have to give it for the Switzerland as well. They are a tournament team as well. Whenever they go into any tournament, they always prove their weight as well. They might not actually win the tournament,
but they give
whatever team
run.
they face,
yeah,
they actually give it their all as well. So
I mean, it gives a reminiscent of Xherdan Shaqiri.
Exactly. Xherdan Shaqiri. Now they have Granit Xhaka at this point as well.
But Belgium has all played 0-0 against North Macedonia. Imagine Belgium playing at home and they are not able to
even get a goal.
Yeah, they managed to get a point from that particular. On the friendlies yesterday, like I mentioned, Brazil 5-0 South Korea, and to that effect, the Brazilian Football Federation are now saying that they will be extending Carlo Ancelotti's contract it's supposed to end after the World Cup, but they are intending to add 4 years to it, make it 2030.
The report I saw was tentatively, depending on what happened after the World Cup. But it's good one for Carlo Ancelotti. At least the Brazilians are beginning to recognize
their team. They've also gone through it. I was telling someone that if Nigeria does not qualify for the World Cup, it's not going to be the first time it's going to happen. Italy also missed out on 2 World Cups consecutive.
But the Italians have won the World Cup in the past. that's the difference.
Okay, we have not won it.
We haven't won it.
I see what you did there.
So for the Brazilians, at least good one for them, good one for Carlo Ancelotti as well. The federation is actually backing him up at this point as well. So the players as well are also showing up with the absence of Neymar. You see the likes of Estavo, one amazing player I love to watch for the Brazilians as well. Great talent as
doing it for his club, doing it for his country.
As well. Got 2 goals for the friendly as well. Rodrigo was also on the score sheet. Vinicius was also on the score sheet as well. I think good one for the Brazilians as well. They're beginning to come together. They're beginning to play the samba football that we
know them to play.
Not used to them playing as well. So good one for them, and hopefully at the FIFA World Cup as well, they can actually prove something as well.
Okay, away from that story right now, we still got more football stories on the show, especially on the African continent. Like we mentioned, giving you a bit of results of the matches that were played in the African CAF qualifiers. Gabon were 4-3 winners over Gambia. Seychelles lost at home to Ivory Coast. Tunisia defeated Sao Tome and Principe 6-0, making sure that they are cementing their place in the Mundial that's going to be coming up in 2026. And later today, I will be seeing matches go on in the UEFA World Qualifiers. Bulgaria up against Turkey, and it's going to be Spain against Georgia. Georgia, with likes of Kvaratskhelia, Mamashvili, up against the amazing Spanish national team. We look forward to see how the game is going to also pan out, but then qualification is very much at stake for the 2 countries right there. Hungary will be hosting Armenia. Portugal will be up against Republic of Ireland. Norway will be up against Israel. Estonia will be up against Italy. Latvia are currently playing out a 1-1 draw against Andorra. Serbia will be hosting Albania. And in the CAF qualifiers, no games, especially for this particular week till Monday and also Tuesday before we see the games return for the CAF qualifiers. But tell you what, in the FIFA Under-20 World Cup currently underway in Chile, Morocco are now through to the next round. Who would have thought that these boys would be able to do it? But yes, they seem to be the only African representative currently left at the FIFA Under-20 World Cup.
For the Moroccans, you can actually see growth in the Moroccan football from their national team. Now we are seeing the Under-20, even the female football team as well. They lost to the Super Falcons as the last WAFCON in the final as well. So for the Moroccan Football Federation, at least they're actually doing something right with their football at this point. The Under-20, they defeated, when I started giving them
South Korea,
they defeated the Spanish Under-20 from the group stage. I was like, okay, maybe this team has got something to offer. Then come Brazil as well, they also got the 3 points, and here they are. South Korea also 2-1 over.
Now they play against United States of America.
USA. Hopefully they can push it a step further as well. Probably bring it for Africa. Bring it for Africa at this point as well, because the Moroccan team are actually fantastic football as well.
All right, away from that now, let's go talk a bit of club football before we wrap up things this afternoon. It's been said that United are now braced for talks with Kobe Mino and also Joshua Zagzi, with the two players saying they are frustrated with lack of game time. You cannot blame them. United are not playing the Carabao Cup. They are not playing European football. They only got the FA Cup soon to come, and also the English Premier League to make do with. And United is not even United in. Not to say that they are. I mean, it's been Kobe Mino has been getting a bit of the minutes, unlike Joshua Zexi.
Well, for Kobe Mino, you can understand who he's competing with. The coach actually said he's competing with Bruno Fernandes, and there's no way on earth is going
and
to.
I feel for him though, because this boy was part of the team that played Euro 2024 final, and now he's not getting called up.
Now he's not even getting a look at United as well. So you can imagine the kind of formation Amorim is even using at United that cannot even accommodate a Kobe Mino in that United midfield that is actually struggling at this point as well. So for Joshua Zexi, I think he's the only one that offered something different in United attack, but maybe Amorim is not seeing it. He prefers Sesko over it. You can understand Sesko is a big money signing, so he has to play. But Sesko as well, he has also been given time and opportunity over and over again. He has also fluffed his line at some point as well. So you can't actually blame the coach. The players themselves are not even giving the coach the kind of headache. At least you give the coach a selection headache, but they are also making the selection easier for Amorim. Like, these are the players I'm going to use. The other one are not even living up to expectation as well. So for United, I think it's much more than a coaching or player problem at this point.
Like, it's a system issue.
It's a system issue, and the chairman of the club has said they are going to back Amorim at this point. So they have
giving him 3 years.
3 years project. So they are going to allow him see throughout that 3
contract
years. And that contract, so he can prove the quality of manager he is. I hope United fans will also go in that direction and also be patient with.
United fans will not have that level of patience, if you ask me, because as it is right now, it looks like the fans want a quick fire response to whatever it is that is happening. Zex is yet to start the league and has been limited to just 74 minutes in 74 minutes in 3 appearances, while Mino has 11 and 13 minutes in 5 appearances for Manchester United already this particular season. Don't forget that Mino tried to hand in a loan transfer request at the start of the season, but then it was turned down by the team. But hopefully, I might be making a way through January. Same thing with Joshua Zexi, who has now been linked with the return to Cyril. A couple of players who leave Manchester United, they do well. A couple of them, if they leave, they don't do well. They are least. It does happen like that. It's not as if, no, honestly, it's not as if it is a United problem, true and true. Sometimes it depends on the player status too. We've seen players go away and flourish. I mean, the last 2 transfers, we've seen players go away and flourish. But we are also seeing players leave and not flourish. You can talk about the likes of Victor Lindelof. He's not even playing.
He's not even playing at this point. So, but you weigh the percentage of those that are flourishing and those that are not flourishing.
Okay.
So
maybe not too good, really.
Yeah, for the United fans to decide.
All right, still the sports show right here on Empire Radio 102.1 FM, and we're taking you through stories that are currently making rounds in the world of sport. Let's take this one coming through from the red side of London. It's been said that Arsenal are now being sanctioned for breaking the FA Cup ticket rules for last season's third round tie against Manchester United. The Gunners have been given a suspended £500,000 fine by the Football Association's Professional Game Board after being unable to provide United with 15% of the tickets issued as required under the competition rules. It's been said that the FA said the fine would be triggered if Arsenal are unable to confirm that they can comply with the competition's rule this season. Well, hopefully they are able to do it. It's been said that Arsenal had safety concerns around housing United fans in the upper tier of the Emirates Stadium due to the risk of persistent standing, and that's why they opted not to sell out tickets to the United fans who would have loved to watch the game from last season. Still the sports option on Empire Radio 102.1 FM. Before we wrap up, let's talk about one man who, at the point, won a trophy for Rangers in 2021 and I was sacked over time, but looks like he might just be returning to the Ibrox come next couple of days, because they have just sacked their manager Rosu Martin, and it seems to be the front runner for the job. People saying maybe he has an unfinished business with the thing. That's talking about Steven Gerrard, who might be on his way back to being the coach of Rangers right there in the Scottish League. Of course, after finishing 9 and 13 points behind Celtic in his first 2 campaigns, he steered the team to the first top flight title in a decade. Happened to deny their old firm rivals, had not presented 10 in a row. The same thing Bayern Leverkusen had to do to Borussia, that's the Borussia Dortmund, to Bayern Munich, but you can tell that it did not end well in that particular sphere. Hopefully, Steven Gerrard is back in the dugout in the next couple of days as well. And away from that right now, let's go straight into the Nigerian Premier Football League before we wrap up on the show today. Telling you about matches that will be going down in the match day 8 of the 2025 NPFL season. Kun Khalifat will be hosting Eyimba right there. Because of this game, they had to change base. Don't forget that Kun Khalifa played their game at the Aba Township Stadium, but they need to move their game away from Aba and move the game right there to Rivers State. They don't want to play Eyimba. They want to play them home away from home. Yes, they don't want to play Eyimba at home, so they opted to do that.
I think that isn't a nice move for them. They've been playing their home match at the Aba Township Stadium, so why not just play the match at. Now they are going to also think about logistics at this point, going from Aba to the Rivers Stadium as well. But I feel it has just been better. Just a game, play it at the Aba Township Stadium. So that makes it feel that you are the one at home. You are actually not the one at home.
Home away from home, like I mentioned.
Home away from home.
Yeah.
But now they are taking the game away from the Aba Township Stadium. It's still going to be in favor of Eyimba as well, as I feel. So whether home away from home or home from home, the game still has to go on as well.
All right.
After this one, the other matches when they are playing at home will be at the Aba Township Stadium as well.
Sure.
So.
All right, away from that, still a couple more matches in the NPFL for the 20 match day 8. Plateau United will be hosting Brawe FC. All of these games tomorrow. Abia Warriors up against El Kanemi Warriors. Rivers United will be hosting Bayelsa United. Nasarawa United will be hosting Enugu Rangers. Warri Wolves up against Niger Tornadoes. Wiki Tourist up against Kwara United. Katsina United will be hosting Remo Stars. Kano Pillars will be hosting Shooting Star Sports Club. And Ikorodu City right there at Mobolaji Johnson Arena will be hosting Bendel Insurance to wrap up the matches for the match day 8 of the Nigerian Premier Football League season. Hopefully a bit of regional rivalries that will be taking center stage in the match day 8, because just so you know, I've also got derbies like I mentioned to you right there in Port Harcourt. Rivers United will be looking to seek avenge the last season shock home defeat to Bayelsa United at the Adoki Masemaka Stadium. They are chasing the league leaders Nasarawa United. No, only a win will suffice in staying in contention, while Bayelsa United, however, we need more than determination to repeat what they did in 2024. You can call it the battle of the Warriors right there, because it's going to be Kano Pillars up against Shooting Stars. You can call that the battle of the Warriors. In a way, Kun Khalifat welcoming Eyimba, what promises to be another Oriental derby. We talked about it already, hosting them home away from home. And in Umaya, Warriors, I mentioned, going head to head, Abia Warriors and also El Kanemi Warriors. These two sides also begin themselves a run up for their morning. Kano Pillars, Plateau United, Wiki Tourist, and Warri Wolves will all be looking to make a statement, playing in the games this week, because they all need to gather momentum. Kano Pillars, Enugu Rangers, these teams are traditional teams, are sitting in the rock bottom of the NPFL. I tell you, if anyone had told me that we are going to get back to this level with the likes of Kano Pillars, I know that at the point in time, they got relegated from the league, they have to come back again and stuff, but you don't expect it to be happening. This is big 2025.
Very often. So for Kano Pillars, they are the transitional Nigerian Premier League team as well. Now they are rock bottom of the league table.
Now they're currently they moved up a bit from last weekend. They are now 16th on the log, closely followed by Bendel Insurance, just 1 point separating the two sides.
So hopefully they can start getting points on board as well to move up the table as well. And for this weekend, I feel Nasarawa United, the Yimba, and Rivers United will do enough to get the maximum points at this point, because Nasarawa is playing at home, Rivers United is also playing at home. For Yimba, I feel because of the circumstance between their match against Khalifa, might be at their own advantage as well. Probably, maybe if you are going to be seeing any away win this weekend, probably Yimba should be the one getting one of those away winners playing against Khalifa.
Alrighty, time is fast spent on the show, but then when you're talking sport, you don't know how the time is definitely going to be flying. I think we can maybe just infuse a bit of tennis talks on the show, because the Shanghai Masters is currently on the way. And just so you know, I just like to give you that not so good news, because I know you were not expecting it, because after his last game, he said he's trying to stay alive because of the humidity and the temperature right there in Shanghai. But right now, Djokovic has now lost to qualifier in the last 4, suffering that shock defeat by Monogis qualifier Valentin Vacherot in the semi-finals of the Shanghai Masters. Looks like the man will still need to do a bit with his body. Don't forget, he has already said it, it feels like the body is, saying a bit of things, and the weather right there is not even giving. The 26-year-old will now be facing either his cousin, unseeded Frenchman Arthur Rindekech, or Dan Medvedev in the final that we played tomorrow, Sunday. Good one for him, 6-3, 6-4, becoming the lowest ranked ATP Masters 1000 finalist in history. In the WTA, Sabalenka also beaten in epic 1 semi-final by Jessica Pegula, world number 1, and Sabalenka's 20-match winning streak at the one Open came to an end after Jessica Pegula rallied from 5-2 down in the deciding set to win and set up the final against Coco Gauff. 2-6, 6-4, 7-6 was how it ended for the American Pegula up against the Belarusian world number 1.
Good one for Pegula
yeah.
At this point as well. So we are hoping to see a beautiful final between Coco Gauff and Pegula. And for Novak, I was actually rooting for him when the likes of Alcaraz and Serena were out of the competition. But it is what it is. The body is not. The body can no longer move that as swift as it used to be back then. So good one for Djokovic,
time to rest.
Time to rest, and probably just call it a quit at this point, because I was actually rooting for him. The moment Senna just retired from this competition, I was like, okay, maybe
once again he's going to be winning it for the 5th time.
Djokovic can actually lay his hand on a title at this point, and 1,000 points is massive for him. So there he is.
All right, that's how much we call it a wrap on the show today. Binatu is sending his regards right there on our YouTube channel. Thank you for keeping it locked with us right here on the show. This is Sports Option 9 Radio 102.1 FM. The Sports Option returns on Monday between 6 p.m. down to 7 p.m. Wednesday 6 to 7 p.m. Fridays 5 p.m. down to 6 p.m. and Saturdays like this 2 to 3 p.m. 1 hour of banter, 1 hour of rage, 1 hour of views, reviews, and all of the interviews, taking you through all of the in-swingers, all of the lancer passes, all of the slams, and the dunks as well. The top stories in the world of sports. We serve you sports in a jiffy, your early morning sport tonic, 10 a.m. to the flip side of 10, Mondays through to Fridays. I call it your early morning sport tonic because whether you're a sports person or you're just someone who loves you to love the game or you're an athlete, that's the best place for you to be. We've got all of the juicy stories to serve to you. You're early in the morning and you want to be a part of it. Ayodeji Ajiboye sign out today, and on behalf of Cyril, who joins me on the show, I say stay sporty, stay active, drink enough water to stay hydrated, go out there and be the best version of yourself. Don't forget to be kind, because kindness is cool. The Saturday OK show definitely continues this afternoon. Don't cheat on our citizens. This is Empire Radio 102.1 FM. Do have a lovely and an amazing weekend ahead.
From the greens of golf to the court of tennis and basketball, the octagon of UFC to the square room for boxing, track of Formula 1, and the pitch of football. Join the sport